All right, well, starting out here today at a fall garage sale, and I'm looking in these baskets and I see this chef wine holder. These generally go for around 50 bucks. So I'm just looking to see if there's any chips or cracks or anything on it, and I don't see any. So just wondering how much this costs. How much is this? How much is this? $3? Okay, that works. I'm gonna look for some more stuff there. There's a sign down there with a chef on it. Do you know how much that is? Does it have a, oh, it might have a price on it. 15 bucks, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll take a look at this one. Thanks. All right, I'm definitely gonna get this one for the $3. That's a good deal. But this one here, I'm gonna pass because it has too much peeling and chipping, so it's too bad. All right, so this is at the same sale, and this is in the corner, and this really cracks me up. This is a pineapple purse, and it's new with tags. I don't know if Kevin Commonwealth Picker would ever be caught wearing this around, but I'm gonna give him a shout out here. I love his Trash to Cash podcast that he's on, so I figured to give those guys a shout out, especially Kevin with his pineapple adventures. So, oh my God, look at that! Look inside. There's a daddy long leg. What does that mean? I don't know, but the pineapple has a certain symbolism. Now, this bag is currently on eBay for $80, but there's only one that previously sold a long time ago for $20. I think that person underpriced it. So I think this definitely has potential. I gotta get that daddy long leg out of there somehow though. But let me see what the price of this is. How much is the pineapple purse? The pineapple purse? Do you know how much this is? This purse here?
This one?
Yeah. There's a spider in there. Watch out, a daddy long leg.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that little guy probably
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
locked in.
You can get him out if you like.
Here, get out.
Oh.
There.
Yeah.
He's out.
I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck.
I don't know. You don't see him there.
No.
So I'd call it good.
All right.
5 on it.
$5, I'll do it. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. All right, now moving from over there to here, this is interesting because I just made a video called How to Make a Fortune Selling Photos of Complete Strangers, and I was talking in the video of how you can make money selling pictures of couples and men from a long time ago dressed up in fancy outfits, and these look really cool. These are nice fancy outfits, nice old pictures, and there's a bunch of them in here too. So I think we could do well with some of these. Look at this. Ooh, this is nice. Look at this. The mom and the baby, that would definitely sell. That's a great picture. How much is this album here? 20 bucks?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 bucks. Probably worth it. So, especially with the other prices. So, all right. Would I be interested in the whole box, you mean?
Yeah.
So there's like newspapers and stuff in here too. I'd have to see what else is in here.
A lot of good stuff.
Photos, and how much is the box?
I bet let you have the whole thing for 30.
The whole thing for 30?
Yeah. A lot of good stuff in here. Somebody can.
That sounds like a good deal, especially
It is.
if it's 20 bucks for the album, and then
Yeah.
look at that. That's a cool picture. Yeah, I'll do $30 for the whole box. All right. Thanks.
No, inside.
Right there. You're $25 or 20. Yeah, you're $25.
Well, I'm
Like I buy you for 25? Would you go 20?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just look at what else is in here. Ooh, look at this. Oh, this is amazing. What a deal for... This is crazy. Oh, and also I talk about in the video selling photos of complete strangers who are in which it's a group photo, like a family photo. So this is perfect. You definitely have to check out that video if you haven't. It's really eye-opening, especially if you've not done stuff with photos before. And look at this, we've got photo albums in here. Oh, this is a nice one. I think we got a cute picture in here. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's a nice colorized photo. Wow, this is great. So we're gonna have fun going through this. All right, let's I've seen enough. We're gonna get this. So this one here, just to go back, you can see here it's made by Joe Spencer. So that's a name you want to look for in terms of the artist. The company is Gathered Traditions, but Joe Spencer is the name. And there you can see the price tag of $20. Now, right over here, and I'm really lucky because it's the beginning of September. Halloween's right around the corner, so the timing on this is perfect. For just $20 is this amazing witch doll. Look at this. And this is by, let me show you here, because it still has the tag on it here. Here we go. It's Catherine's Collection. Now, this has sold for as high as $300. Right now, the cheapest on eBay is $200 plus shipping, and it has 12 watchers on it. So price is also $20. I'm gonna snag both of them, and it comes with, looks like the original box. It says Catherine's Collection on it. So let's see here. Maybe I could get the box too, because if you could get the original box, that would increase the price. It's got the lining on it, and it looks like it is original. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It says Catherine's Collection. This thing is amazing. This is amazing. So, okay, we'll put her in here with Dracula. Some of you may have seen this ballerina nutcracker in the background before, and you may have wondered why I didn't pick it up. It's pretty cool. I like nutcracker stuff, but yeah, you know, with shipping, it's $30, so, you know, and probably go for a little bit less than that. It's a $5 pickup. You're gonna have about $10 into the shipping. It's a little bit stained on the back, so for that reason, I'm passing up on it. It's long. It's probably gonna be over a pound. And then for some reason here, I don't know what is going on here today, but for some reason there's spiders inside of all these things that I look inside of. Look at that. We'll leave this one here though. All right, well, shout out to the Harry Potter fans out there. I'm gonna pick up this Gryffindor sign. It's probably just a few bucks. You can see it has some slots on the back for hanging. It's really cool how it's carved in like that, especially the lion there. It's really neat. So I think a Harry Potter fan is going to really like this, and it's just going to cost me a few bucks. Doesn't even come to market often, so it's a nice piece I wanted to grab. This sign over here I wanted to show you, not because I'm not going to buy it, but I really like the quote, and I try to live by this. It says, "Never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life." So that's why there haven't been as many videos lately, because I've been so busy, and it's going to continue until February of 2026. And so I'm making time for that life, and so less content coming out, but hopefully you're enjoying this video. All right, well, everything you saw me pick up here came to a grand total of $80. What a day of garage sale hunting. This is crazy. Now, the total does not count this Toy Story Buzz Lightyear telephone. I picked this up at a private pick, which included a whole bunch of other collectibles and comic books, and I don't film those, so it just so happened to be sitting here in the car. Sorry, there's a lot of cars buzzing by, so I have to pause here and there. If this was brand new in the box, it would sell for about $100, but as is, you know, open in the box, I'll show it to you here if you want to take a peek at it for all of you Toy Story fans. This would run for about $70 to $80, so I still have to test it, see if it works, so hopefully it does, but I'll try to have this listed by the time this video is out. But wow, you know, I did not plan on going garage sale hunting today, but I happened to have a doctor's appointment today. Nothing, you know, super serious, but I took the day off for it because it's a little bit involved. And you know, I always figure after I do something like that, you know, something that you don't want to do, I try to treat myself in some way, either do something fun or, you know, get something enjoyable to, you know, to eat later on the day or something. So I stopped off, got a Mountain Dew and some garlic knots, and hold on, we had another car. And then I said, you know what? It's Friday, so let me look around here for garage sales. And this is an area that I don't normally go in. I had to go a little bit out of my way for this appointment. And sure enough, look what it turned into. I mean, thank goodness I was, you know, looking through the photos, because that led to, you know, her just offering, you know, the whole box for $30. There's no way I could pass that up. Even if I only find a couple of photos in here, you know, that are good photos, that's still worth paying the extra $10. Then these were just such an incredible find. I've not seen these particular ones before out in the wild, so it's very exciting to come across them, and for that price, especially now. So let me know what your favorite item was. You know, I don't know if he's watching. I'm going to tag him, but Kevin, let me know if this is your favorite item or if you like something else instead. So anyway, and I still can't believe I got the original box. Wow, what a day. Oh, and if I find anything else in here, once I dig through this and process it, that I, you know, think is worth pointing out, I'll show it to you coming up. All right, well, this is one of these garage sales where you have to walk around the back of the house. So we'll see if there's anything here.
But there's
Okay.
like I say, 4 boxes of 8 tracks.
Right.
If you're into 8 tracks at all.
Okay, do you know if this works?
Yeah, it does.
It does?
Yep.
How much is it? Just
Well, I'd sell it $8 without the cassette, the
Okay.
8 tracks. If you take the 8 tracks,
Okay.
I'll throw that in for $5 more.
okay.
$25. I'm trying to sell it as
Okay.
a unit. You know.
Do you have somewhere I could just plug it in just to see if it
Oh,
lights
yeah.
up? I see a red light.
There you go.
Okay. So it's red light, there's no green light on it? It looks like the light is red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
There's only one light.
Just one color. Yeah.
It's doing
Okay.
random is what it's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on random.
Right,
Mini selector. Oh, here you go. Continuous and repeat.
right.
So that was on continuous, I guess.
Okay. There
Now
you
it'll
go.
do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now they're doing in order.
Okay. All right, well, if these work, they sell for as high as $145. Even if it doesn't work, you could sell it for parts or repair, but I'm happy with this one. So $8 for this great Panasonic 8-track player. What a great deal. So I was just showing Mrs. Primetime some of the finds. She was real excited about it, and this is one we pulled out. You know, one of the things I talk about in that video on making a fortune on photos of complete strangers is that photos of couples sell really well, and this is such a cool picture of this couple. This is so amazing. I love it. And then this is cool too. Look at this. This is newspaper from the Daily Mirror, dates back to April 16th, 1945, when FDR was laid to rest. So it's a nice old newspaper right there, and I'm just starting to dig into these. All right, so I processed everything that was in that box, and I got rid of all of the damaged stuff. I've talked about this before. Whenever you buy these big lots, you know, take everything, there's usually going to be stuff in there that's damaged. You're just hoping that all the good stuff that you get out of there makes up for anything you had to toss that was damaged. So there were some things in there that were wet. There were some things in there that were torn. So I just got rid of that stuff. And this is what we have left over. So I can't wait to show you some of the highlights of what I have here. I can't show you every single item because the video would probably last for well over an hour if I did that. So I'm going to try to condense it for you. But let me show you one of the highlights of the newspapers that I found here. This is absolutely amazing. Look at this. This is the New York Daily News from 1947, and this shows Princess Elizabeth, before she was Queen Elizabeth, marrying Prince Philip. This is incredible. Look at the condition of this. And then on the back also, you've got some cool pictures as well, and it's a complete newspaper. And you want to look inside of these, because when you list them, you want to look for some additional cool photos that a buyer would want to see. So let me give you an example of that right here. Look at this nice center spread right here. Look at those awesome wedding photos. So that's really exciting. The date on here, you could see, is November 21st, 1947. The interesting thing about that is that that matches the date of another newspaper from that time, the New York Daily Mirror. Now, unfortunately, this one does have a tear up top, but most people are going to buy for that one that I have here. But I'm going to pair these both together because they're the same date. Back in the day, the New York Daily Mirror was another tabloid newspaper that competed with the New York Daily News. And they were in existence from 1924 to 1963. And then what happened is that eventually it became a competition between the New York Daily News and the New York Post. And that's what I grew up observing. So even though I grew up mostly in New Jersey, these papers all the time, I put them out on the newsstand. That I used to work at the convenience store, a penny pantry in Freehold, New Jersey. I used to put them out all the time over there and always used to see them. But it's cool because now someone will have a vintage pairing of newspapers from that time frame. All right, so here's another incredible vintage pairing. So this time I think that the Daily Mirror did a better job with the front cover photo here. We've got FDR being laid to rest. So definitely interesting for Franklin Delano Roosevelt collectors. And here you could see what they did on the cover of the New York Daily News, same date, April 16th, 1945. Now they have the image on the bottom and it's a half page, but over the fold you actually have a reference to Yanks pour over the LB Bridgehead. Now that's actually not a reference to the New York Yankees, which were often called the Yanks. In fact, on the back of that same paper you could see there, Yanks trim Dodgers 7-5. But this reference here to Yanks is actually a reference to the U.S. Army. And so this is talking about how the U.S. Army was in Germany and they were in a battle. So this would also be interesting to World War II collectors, and is why World War II, or the abbreviation, would be something to put in the title for these two. So I'm very happy with both of these, and there's no significant damage on them either. All right, now this is another pairing. It's not quite the same exact date, but they're one date apart. So this first one here is from April 21st, 1951. It's a great image of General MacArthur coming back home to the ticker tape parade. And then a day prior, so April 20th, you have another one featuring General MacArthur. But, you could see back here on the back, we've got nice imagery of parade, and you have some nice additional military images here. So these two definitely would go to a military collector. All right, so I've got two more of the Daily Mirror. Now, these are not pairings, they're individual newspapers, but look at this one of Dwight D. Eisenhower. Good old Ike right there. I like Ike, and this is from June 20th, 1945. There's a good image of him here right on the back. So that is definitely pretty neat. I like that one. And then we have another one here, Daily Mirror. This one, it says, McSee wins OK to quiz accusers. Now that's a reference to McCarthy. So anyone who's interested in McCarthyism would like this one. There's some good military photos on the back as well. So these would be ones that I would sell individually. Now, one of the things I want to mention with these is to also show other interesting aspects of the inside of these newspapers. Not always exactly what relates to the cover, although that's important, but also putting in something like this could be of huge interest to collectors because there's good money in newspaper comic strips. So this would be something I would recommend getting. Now, there are some other newspapers here that are more just kind of like random ones where I might not find anything in it that's too interesting, but then even with those, I would dig inside and I would look to see if there were any vintage ads that I might be able to clip out and sell, or comic strip pages that I might be able to clip out and sell. Now, you probably won't be able to sell 1 page or 2 page of comic strips for a lot of money. Usually you want to try to accumulate those in successive newspapers, although it does depend. So I'll have to look through them and see. So there are just some like random newspapers here as well. Yeah, as you could see here, some I just kept in the original plastic cover because that'll make it easier for me to ship it when I need to. But yeah, the rest of these are more just like some local papers. So I showed you the main highlight ones. Now, it is going to affect the value more if you have the crease going down vertically for a paper that has a horizontal fold. So normally what you want to see is that it just folding at the horizontal crease. There are some newspapers that actually do open up vertically, and then it's not going to be an issue obviously for that. But for the horizontal ones like this, you really don't want to have that split down the middle. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now we're going to move on to this pile. I'll show you some highlights from here. It's mostly photos, but let me show you a few miscellaneous things. There actually was a smaller newspaper that came here. Local Syracuse fans are going to love this one. The Post Standard. This is the Christmas Carol edition, and it's from 1938, and it has all sorts of interesting ads inside. Let me flip to a good page here for you. I'll show you one. Oh, I like this one here because it shows some fashion on it. Look at that. And it has Christmas carols on it. And every page is pretty much like that with some type of vintage ad, and then there's some Christmas caroling next to it. So, here's another one as well, Christmas carol, and then ads. So someone's going to definitely like that one for sure. There were a few humor postcards. So let's see, we've got 2 related to fishing. And then we've got, I'll probably put them as a lot. Then we've got another one here. There's a little bit of damage on it, but this one says, 4 reasons why I like women over 40. They don't tell. They don't yell. I don't know about that one. What? They don't swell. And they're grateful as hell. That's pretty fun. I don't know. All right, let me show you some of these photos. All right, so I've broken the photos down into different groupings, and I'm going to go through each grouping and show you what my favorite ones were from each grouping. I'm also going to show you a controversial photo that I found, which is probably the most valuable photo. But I'm going to show you why I am not going to list it. And it just raises all sorts of ethical concerns. And also you have to be aware of policies of where you're trying to sell the things, like on eBay. So you have to be careful. So stay tuned for that. But let's start with the different categories. So I have the larger portrait-sized photos here. I've got photos that are basically medium-sized portrait photos, so of individual people. Then I have ones of couples over here. Then I have ones of larger groups over here. And then I have smaller photos here. And then I have ones involving either mom and their child, or ones of children in some form. So it could be a middle-aged child, or even down to baby age. So let me take you through these piles. So I believe I know I showed you one of these earlier. This will probably be the only main one that's a repeat that you've already saw, but this is the one of the girl in the ballerina outfit. So that one's really cool. I really love the colorized nature of that photo. It really looks nice. And these are in these photo mounts, photo folders. Someone was asking me in a prior video what you call these things, so that's what you could use if you want to describe it. They have all sorts of different names, but those are some of the more common ones. Then this one here, this is a wedding photo, so you know I like to sell the wedding photos. Now usually I have the ones that are, it's just the bride, but this one has the bride and the groom, so let me bring that a little bit closer to you. So that one's nice. And those are the only two that are that size, so those are the highlights by default. But for the other ones, let's start here with the group photos. This is the highlight one. I really like this one here. You know, of course I'd prefer if it didn't have the chipping, but at least the chipping doesn't go into the photo, and I think it actually gives it a cool kind of vintage look to it. Look at this picture of the mom and her 4 kids. That is really cool. So I'm just going to sell it as is. I'm not going to trim it or anything like that. If the buyer wants to trim it, let the buyer trim it. They can do what they want with that one. And a lot of these, not that one, but a lot of these have markings on the back that give you dates and even names. And so that's good information that you could use for provenance and for also doing a little bit of research if you want to. Okay, now for the ones of the couples, there's some really cool ones here. In fact, all 3 of them I like, and I'm going to show you. This is my favorite one. Look at this one. Look at this couple. This is cool. This is going to be me and Mrs. Primetime. You know, fast forward a few decades. Hopefully we make it that long, but I love these two. These two are so cool. So we're going to list this one. I can't wait to get this one listed. That's a lot of fun. This one I really love too. This is, you know, close to a tie for the other one because this is a younger aged couple here, obviously, but look at them. They look dapper. This is Orson and Senna White. I love the names Orson, like Orson Welles, and this one dates back to 1902. So you could see that on the back there. This is what I mean, that sometimes it will show you that type of information. And then we have another one here. Of the 3, this is the one that I'd say is my least ranked one in terms of, you know, how much I like it, but I do still like it. It's a nice shape, and it's got that, you know, nice oval design there to it. So those are those. For the smaller photos, there's a bunch of those. These are ones I'd probably lot together for the most part, but this is the one that is my favorite. This dates back to August of 1961. It says that on the back, in Montgomery, Alabama. See, so someone from Montgomery, Alabama might want to buy that. But the reason I like it is because it has a romance theme to it. This couple, you know, looks to be in love, and you got the guy with his shirt off. She's probably wearing a bathing suit. You've got this other guy kind of like looking on from the side. So you kind of wonder what's going on there. And then you have some people in the background and some stuff on the table. And I might be able to magnify the cup and maybe figure out what company that came from. So we'll see. I'll do a little bit of research into that. And so then we've got the smaller individual portrait ones. And this is my favorite one out of all of them. So this is the only one I'm going to show you. But I love this guy and his dapper outfit. So no information on the back about him, unfortunately. But we do have some information about the studio and the city. So this came from Fry Art Gallery on 708 North Salina Street in Syracuse. And so some people will buy photos just for the studio, the photo studio that it was done at, and the city and the location, or both of those things combined. Okay, so for the ones involving the kids, this one is really cool. This one dates back to 1865 based on the information on the back. Look at this card. That's so cool. And you could see on the back it has the date and it has the names of them on the bottom as well. So that's a really cool one. This is another interesting one as well. It does have a little bit of chipping on it, and it does have some information on the back that I could use and do a little bit of research on. This would probably sell to someone in Texas, people who like a cowboy and Western theme. Look at this kid on the pony with the cowboy hat, and it says Texas on his shirt. That one's super cool. This is one to probably go to like a Boy Scout collector or something. So you've got that one there. This is probably my favorite one. I really love this picture of the mom. And just look at her face back then. It's just so cool. You know, sometimes people, you know, could imagine what the mom was dealing with at the time, what she was going through. And you know, they kind of have like that's kind of like an appeal that some buyers have and why they want to buy the photos. Again, I talked about this in my last video, so if you didn't check that one out, make sure you go check it out. It talks all about reselling old photos. And this is another one, mom and son. So isn't that cool? That's really neat. And this one on the back says Brooklyn Studios, so it has a little bit of information there. And this one does come from Brooklyn, New York. That's actually my birthplace. I was born in Brooklyn. All right, so that leaves us with the controversial photo. And this is what I found. Look at this photo. What do you see here? You see a bunch of guys back in the day who were dressing up like Native Americans. And this is something that, you know, back then would have been considered something acceptable to do, but nowadays not. So it would appeal to, you know, some collectors out there who would want it for like a historical reason, or you know, it does have like a bar scene background to it. So but the issue is really, this is going to be considered, you know, demeaning to Native Americans. And so I am not going to sell this photo. I'm going to give this photo to someone I know who collects this type of stuff, and you know, could have it for historical interest, because it is a part of history. But I'm going to just give it to this this person. So I thought that was an interesting photo, though, to talk about. Just at least it will serve the purpose, you know, of, you know, education on the channel of things to be careful of and beware of. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was really fun going through all this stuff. I'm gradually getting this stuff listed, and it's been a blast. Daisy's been helping me. Some people gave a shout out to Daisy in the last video because she wasn't in it, and we're hoping to see her again. So we're going to go up and check out Daisy and see what she's up to. And let me know what your favorite item was that I got today. There's so many different items to choose from, but let me know in a comment section down below. All right, let's go check out Daisy. Well, hello. Look at Daisy doing her alligator impression. Mrs. Primetime just went out, so this is what Daisy does sometimes. She sulks on the top of the couch waiting for her to come back. So what's going on, Daisy? How are you? Oh, there you go. We got a tail wag for everybody because you haven't been on camera in a little bit. That's right. We didn't show you in that last video where we did the deep dive on the photos, but people were saying that they missed you, so I wanted to make sure we got you in this time. So look at you. She's a little bit wet because she went out for a W, and you know, there's a little bit of dew on the ground, so she gets a look at her. Look at her hair right here. You can see some of the dark coloring from one of her relatives coming through there. And she's got a little bit more white coming through the poof there up top, for all of you who are keeping track on Daisy's latest hairstyles. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this video and the interesting finds at that one sale. It was a total surprise. It was completely unplanned, but once I saw what was there, I said, wow, I got to get this on camera. So a little surprise pop-up sale and video for everyone and making the best out of the day. I found out that witch, her name is Baba Yaga. That's the name of a type of witch in Eastern Slavic culture. And so she's like a hag, predator, cannibal, and all sorts of mean, nasty things. So Daisy will make sure that this thing doesn't come to life while it's in the house. Mrs. Primetime's like, sell that thing as fast as you can. So I'm just about to list it, took all the photos, and I'm excited to get it listed. So, all right, I hope everyone enjoyed seeing Daisy, and we'll see everyone back at the next video. Take care, everyone.